Hello, everyone. Myself, Akansha Verma, working as an assistant professor in IIMT College of Engineering, Greater Noida. The topic of my today's lecture is natural language processing, and in short, we usually says it NLP. What is natural language processing? At first, the most important term is what is language. Language is a medium which we use to communicate with each other. We, as a social animal, we are the social animal, and we use language to communicate with one another. Either the student-teacher relationship, the employee-employer relationship, or or in the any field, we using the language for the communication, for sharing our feelings. Now, this is all about the human beings, but what if we want to communicate with the machine? What if we want to communicate with the computer system to gain the respected output? So this is the field. The natural language processing is the field of the artificial intelligence, where we are trying to make a machine intelligent artificially, and obviously we need a language for the output interpretation and for getting the for input interpretation and for getting of artificial intelligence dealing with the interaction between the humans and computers using a natural language. The ultimate aim of the NLP is to read, understand, and decode human words in a valuable manner. Okay, most of the NLP techniques depend on the machine learning to obtain meaning from the human language. There are the multiple learning techniques like deep learning, machine learning, sophisticated learning. These all are the supportive system of the natural language processing. And NLP is the part of the artificial intelligence, which makes our system, which makes our computer system more efficient to use, more effective to use. The example where we use the natural language processing is the Siri, okay Google. These all are the example where we're using the natural language, and we gives the input in our language only, either in Hindi, either in English, Marathi, or in any other language, and the particular machine or the computer gives you the output, gives us the output according to the particular language. A usual interaction between the machine and human using the natural language processing could go as follows. Means there are the several steps which are in the natural language processing, like human talk to the computer. We are talking to the computer captures the audio or the text. Okay, there is an audio to the text conversion. Obviously there is a translation which is acting as a converter. It is converting the audio to the text or text to the audio. Text data is processed. Next process is the processing of the data. Data is converted to the audio again. Obviously we are giving the input in if we are giving the input in the audio form, obviously we will get the output in the audio also. The computer plays the audio file and respond to the human. This is the layman step of the natural language processing. The use of the natural language processing, where we are actually using the natural language processing. These are the typical application where the NLP is playing a driving force. Number one is NLP is used in language translate applications like a Google Translate, Google Lens. These are some example like Google Translate and the Google Lens of the translation. We use it in the daily basis for the translation purpose, for translating the language, the Hindi to the English or English to the Hindi, basic conversion. We are using it for the basic conversion. It has excellent use in word processors like Microsoft Word and web apps like Grammarly that uses NLP to check the grammatical accuracy of the text. The Grammarly is a basic application which is used to check the grammar. The process of the Grammarly is based on the natural language processing. Interactive voice response app used in the call center to answer the specific user's query. Next one is personal assistant application such as Alexa, Siri, OK Google, and Cornata. These are the basic examples of the NLP where the NLP is playing its major role. Next one is, how does natural language processing actually work? How it is working right now? Natural language processing requires applying algorithm to recognize and bring out the rules of natural language so that the raw language data is transformed into a machine understandable form. Obviously, for checking purpose, we need a basic. So at first, natural language processing gets the information, gets the respected information from the user, and after getting the all the data, it checks for the grammar, it checks for the syntax, it checks for the semantics. When we provide text to the computer, it uses algorithm to understand the meaning related to every sentence and gather the essential data from them. However, there are times when these computer fails to extract the exact meaning of a sentence, which could lead to a certain result. It is just because of the pronunciation, it is just because of the accent difference that a particular system is not able to understand what we are trying to say. Okay, I'm giving an example like chopper. If in Amazon we are searching for the chopper, it will see the result according to according to the pronunciation. It will show the chopping board, it will show the flying jet. Okay, so according to the pronunciation, according to the accent, the result varies. What are the techniques used in the NLPs? Basically, syntax and semantics. These are the two basic techniques which are used in the NLP. The syntax deals with the proper positioning of the word, and semantic deals with the proper meaning extraction of the particular sentence. Okay, syntactic and semantic analysis are the key techniques used to complete the task of the natural language processing. Syntax, what is it? The syntax is the positioning of word in a sentence in such a way that they make sense grammatically. Okay, syntax means it is the proper arrangement of the word in a sentence which makes a sense. Okay, in natural language processing, syntactic analysis is used to determine the way a natural language aligns with the rules of grammar. Some specific algorithms are used to apply grammar rules to word and extract their meaning. According to the grammar, number of words must be aligned in a proper format to get the proper meaning. According to the grammar, to get the proper meaning. Next one is the semantic. Semantics refers to the linguistic and logic that are conveyed through the text. Okay, we are saying something, we are representing something. What is the meaning of that particular sentence? Semantic works on it. Semantic fetch the particular meaning of the sentence from the sentence. Semantics involves implementing computer algorithms to find out the interpretation of the words and the sentences and the structure of the sentences. Means what is the meaning of a particular word, or what is the meaning of a particular sentence. Semantic works on it. Semantic works on the extraction of extraction of that particular meaning. Here are some techniques in semantic analysis. Number one is named entity recognition. Now, what is entity? In our language, we use different entities like animal, place, a person. For example, if I'm saying tiger, tiger is an animal, tiger is an actor, tiger shroff, tiger is a biscuit. So there is a different entities of a similar name. So what a particular name recognized? A place, a person, or a biscuit, or a animal. So named entity recognition means recognition of the exact entity. It involves discovering the part of a text that identifies and clarifies into predefined groups. Some common example include the name of the places and the people. It might possible there are number of entities present of same name, like lotus. Lotus is a flower, lotus is a temple also. Word sense disambiguation. It's about determining the sense of a word based on its context. There are multiple words which sense different according to the context. The meaning of those words differ according to the context, according to the situation, according to the sentence. Okay, like silver. Silver is a metal. Silver, we use silver for the medal. We also use silver to representing the gray color. We use silver for representing the good thing also. Okay, so there is a one word silver, and we are using this word in multiple ways, in multiple sentences. Natural language generation, it uses a database to get the semantic intentions and turn it into the human language. Means natural language generation include what actually the output is to get, hand over the output to the user. Next one is multi-language machine translation. NLP-powered translation tools can be used to translate low-impact content like regulatory text or email and speed up the communication with the partner as well as the business interaction. It is used in the translation also. Advertising. In advertising, NLP plays a major role. A number of brands use NLP for their advertisement to gain the customer potential, to gain the customer preferences. NLP can be used to detect new potential customers on social media by evaluating their digital footprints, means the digital history, the chat history or the search history, which powers targeted companies, sentiment and context analysis. Whatever we are typing, whatever we are typing in the internet, whatever we are giving to the internet, these all the records, these all are the suggestions, these all texts are recorded, and these all records are evaluated in some manners. Either we are sad, either we are feeling happy. uh, Sentiment and context analysis analyze all these things. NLP helps in generating more granular insight. Customer interaction or the feedback can be evaluated not only for the general positive or the negative sentiments, but also classified according to the context of what was being discussed. Spelling correction. This is the basic use case of the NLP, which we are using in the MS Word, which we are using in the PowerPoint, which we are using in the multiple sections. Like Microsoft Corporation provides the word processor software like the MS Word, PowerPoint for the spelling correction. This is the basic feature. This is the basic feature of the NLP. Next one is brand monitoring. Brand monitoring means if a particular brand is launched in the market, then the head of particular brand always monitor the growth of its brand according to the customer. Billions of social media interaction can be analyzed to find out what customers are saying about your brand and your contender's brand. We have done an in-house project to develop a specifically tuned tutor ear, which keeps listening for and surfaces any conversation about the topic of interest. Okay. Call center operation. In call center, NLP uses it. NLP plays its major role. HR and recruiting. With NLP, recruiters can detect candidates more efficiently as they can speed up the candidate search by filtering out relevant resumes and crafting base proofs and gender neutral job description. HR in recruiting, it helps a lot just by filtering the data according to the job, according to the specifications. Next one is types of levels of knowledge used in the NLP. There are different levels of knowledge which are used in the NLP, like phonological knowledge, syntactic knowledge, semantic knowledge, morphological knowledge, pragmatic knowledge, word knowledge. Phonological knowledge is based on the pronunciation, is based on the sound, in what way we are actually conveying our message. Syntactic knowledge is based upon the syntax. Semantic knowledge is based upon the meaning. Morphological knowledge is based upon the words, how the words are organizing. Pragmatic knowledge is related to the use of sentence in different contexts and how the context affect the meaning of sentences. Word knowledge, it relates to the language a user must have to understand and carry on a conversation. The phases of natural language processing, there are multiple phases like lexical analysis, syntactic analysis, semantic analysis, discourse integration, and pragmatic analysis. Lexical analysis and the morphological analysis works on the word level. Individual words are analyzed into their components, and non-word tokens such as punctuation are separated from the words. Lexical analysis is all about the analysis of the word, how a particular word is prepared, how at which place the particular word is ended on, what is the meaning of that particular word. So this is the lexical analysis. Syntactic analysis, linear sequence of words are transformed into structures that show how the words related to each other. Some word sequences may be rejected if they violate the language rules for how words may be combined. So syntactic analysis is all about the proper alignment of the words according to the grammar, predefined rules of grammar, the predefined rules of tense, adverb, adjective, pronoun, noun. Then semantic analysis, the structures created by the syntactic analyzer are assigned meaning. In another words, a mapping is made between the syntactic structure and objects in the task domain. Structures for which no such mapping is possible may be rejected. Semantic analysis is all about the meaning. It might possible there is a sentence of different meaning also. Discourse integration. It is all about the references, the analysis of the references. In our language we use different references like it, his, her. These words are referencing some another words like his and her representing an gender, and it is representing the thing. So these are the references which are actually referencing some another word. So discourse integration is the analysis of these references. Pragmatic analysis, the structure representing what was said is reinterpreted to determine what was meant. It might possible we say something else and someone understand it something else. So there are some sentences which are different in meaning, but someone is representing or understanding it in different way. Components of NLP, there are two components. Number one is natural language understanding, and second one is natural language generation. Understanding is all about to understand what the user is saying, and generation is all about the preparation of the output according to the understanding. Preparation of output by the machine according to the understanding. Natural language understanding helps the machine to understand and analyze human language by extracting the metadata from the content, such as concepts, entities, keywords, emotion, relations, and semantic roles. NLU involves the following tasks like it used to map the given input into the useful representations. Natural language generation, as I told you, it's all about the generation of the output. Natural language generation act as a translator that converts the computerized data into the natural language representation for the user. It mainly involves text planning, sentence planning, and text realization. It generates the respected output of the user according to the understanding of the input. Ambiguity in the language. Our language is full of ambiguity. Ambiguity generally used in natural language processing can be referred as the ability of being understood in more than one way. It might possible we may understand a particular word or a sentence in more than one way. This is called the ambiguous. This is ambiguous in nature or the ambiguity. In simple terms, we can say that the ambiguity is the capability of being understood in more than one way. It might possible we may understand a particular word or a sentence in more than one way, in different ways. Natural language is very ambiguous. NLP has the following type of ambiguities like lexical ambiguity, which all about the words. Semantic ambiguity means it's all about the meaning. Anaphoric ambiguity, it's all about the references. Pragmatic ambiguity, it's all about the multiple meaning of a particular sentence. Let's talk about the lexical ambiguity. The ambiguity of a single word is called lexical ambiguity. For example, she won 2 silver medals. There are several examples of it. She won 2 silver medals. She made a silver speech. His worries had silvered his hairs. There is a term, there is a word, silver. In one sentence, it is representing as a medal. In another sentence, it is representing as a good or marvelous. In third sentence, it is represented as a great color. So in what way we have a particular system will treat this word like a noun or an adjective or a verb. What is the exact meaning of that particular word? So this is called the lexical ambiguity. Next one is semantic ambiguity. This kind of ambiguity occurs when the meaning of the words themselves can be misinterpreted. In another word, semantic ambiguity happens when a sentence contains an ambiguous word or phrase. Like, for example, the car hit the pole while it was moving. This is a common sentence. The car hit the pole while it was moving. Here, it representing the car means car is moving and it hit the pole. Okay, is having semantic ambiguity just because interpretation can be the car while moving hit the pole and the car hit the pole while the pole was moving. Means either the pole or the car who was the one who moving. Anaphoric ambiguity. This kind of ambiguity raises due to the use of anaphora entities in discourse. For example, the horse ran up the hill. It was very steep. One sentence. It soon got tired. Another sentence. Here, the anaphoric references of it in two situations causes the ambiguity because it is represent different entities in different situation. In first sentence, it represents the horse, and in another sentence, it represents the heels. Steep applies to surface, hence it can be heel. Tired applies to the animal object, hence it can be the horse. So here the references ambiguity is here, and in anaphoric ambiguity, references ambiguity is here. Next one is pragmatic ambiguity. Such a kind of ambiguity refers to the situation where the context of a phrase gives its multiple interpretation. In simple words, we can say that pragmatic ambiguity arises when the statement is not specific. For example, I love you too. This is a statement. This can be interpreted as I love you, just like you love me, or I love you, just like someone else does. I love you and I love someone else too. I love you as well as liking you. So there is a terminology, I love you too, but it may be interpreted in some other ways. Next one is NLP APIs. These APIs are used to develop the integrated human to machine communications. Natural language processing APIs allows developers to integrate human to machine communication and complete several useful tasks such as speech recognition, chatbots, spelling corrections, sentiment analysis, etc. Number one is IBM Watson API. IBM Watson API combines different sophisticated machine learning techniques to enable developer to classify text into the various custom categories. It supports multiple languages such as English, French, Spanish, German, Chinese, etc. With the help of IBM Watson API, we can extract insight from text, add automation in workflows, enhance search, and understand the sentiments. Chatbots API. Chatbots APIs allows us to create intelligent chatbots for any service. It supports Unicode characters, classifies text, multiple languages, etc. It is very easy to use. It helps to create a chatbot for your web application. You may create it from it. Speech to text API. It used to convert. This API is used to convert speech to text. Next one is sentiment analysis API. Sentiment analysis API is also called as opinion mining, which is used to identify the tone of a user. The tone of a user, basically positive. Either the tone is positive or the negative or the neutral one. Next one is the translation API by Systrain. The translation API by Systrain is used to translate the text from the source language to the target language. We can use its NLP APIs for language detection, text segmentation, named entity recognition, tokenization, and many other tasks. Next one is text analysis API by Eileen. Text analysis API by Eileen is used to derive meaning and insight from the textual content. It is available for both free as well as paid basis. It is easy to use also. Next API is Cloud NLP APIs. The Cloud NLP API is used to improve the capabilities of the application using natural language processing technology. It allows us to carry various natural language processing functions like sentiment analysis and language detection. It is easy to use, and we may use the cloud services from it. Cloud, Google Cloud Natural Language API. The Google Cloud Natural Language API allows us to extract beneficial insight from the unstructured text. It also allows us to perform text analysis in the multiple languages, such as in English, French, Chinese, and in German. Next one is NLP libraries. These are also used to develop the NLP related applications. Number one is scikit-learn. It provides a wide range of algorithms for building machine learning models in Python. Natural language toolkit. It is a complete toolkit for NLP techniques. Next one is the pattern. It is a web mining module for NLP and machine learning. TextBlob. It provides an easy interface for to learn basic NLP tasks like sentiment analysis, noun phrase extraction, or post tagging. Quepi is used to transform natural language questions into queries in a database query language. Spicy is an open source NLP library which is used for data sentiment analysis and text summarization. Gensim works while large data sets and processes data stream. So this is the overview of NLP. That's all. Thank you so much, and stay tuned for another lecture.